This is a review of the second PowerPoint on skin cancer and burns. These are the three types of skin cancer you are responsible for knowing, the two carcinomas and the melanoma. These two are cancer in a keratinocyte cell, the main epidermal cell that produces keratin, and this would be cancer in a melanocyte. Also, you're responsible to know how common these are and the order of severity, which is they're already in that sequence. So a basal cell carcinoma is the most common of the three types, whereas a melanoma is the rarest, and a squamous cell is in between. And in terms of severity, basal cell carcinoma is the least severe and can be cured with a surgical removal of the tumor at most times, whereas a melanoma is the most severe and is likely to spread and cause other problems down the line. The thing you should recall is the layer of the epidermis where you find each specific cancer. A basal cell carcinoma obviously is in the stratum basale. Carcinoma is in the stratum spinosum. Going to be of a melanocyte, and the melanocytes again are found in the stratum basale. I'll take the space here on this slide also to go over your ABCD rules for mole diagnosis or analysis. A was A for asymmetry. We said that's an odd shape to the mole, or an uneven shape to the mole. So whereas one side might be even, the other side we said is not. This would be an asymmetric mole. B is for border. Is the border clean and even or undefined and wavy? C is for color. And D is for diameter or size. And we said greater than 6 millimeters is a threshold you want to be aware of. Skin burns, which come in 3 degrees of severity. First degree is the most mild of these. We said symptoms would be redness, swelling, and pain. And example would be something like a sunburn. A second degree likelihood of a blister, and will take longer to get better. And also the first degree burn, only the epidermis is damaged here. The epidermis and part of the dermis is damaged, and at which the full epidermis and dermis is burned. We said there may be no pain at first since the nerves are destroyed, and we said also this would require a graft because the skin usually will not grow back fast enough to provide the protection and the covering that you need. With severe burns, we also talked about ABCs that you're concerned about. A is for airways, B is for breathing, and C is for circulation. With the circulation, what you have is in a bad burn over a large percentage of the body, you have a loss of fluids, which we said leads to an extreme drop in blood pressure, which can lead to organs not getting the oxygen they're needing, and the word I used was starving, which leads your body to go into what's called shock, which you can die from. Use the rule of nines, and again I think the easiest way to do this is to memorize these numbers 9, 18, 36, 36, and then to break it up into halves and quarters when need be. You are required to also assess whether burn is considered critical or not, and for that you want to ask these 3 questions. Is at least 25% of the body covered with second degree burns? Is 10% of the body covered in third degree burns, or are there any third degree burns on the face specifically, is what I'm going to focus on because of the problems we mentioned with breathing. I will note here where it says 25% at least second degree. If you look at in the problem set of burn problems posted to Moodle number 5. That's the one where it's a little bit tricky. But if you have 25% second degree or 25% combined second and third degree, that would make a burn considered a critical. In terms of the rule of nines, again, I would think the easiest way is to memorize these numbers, 9, 18, 36, 36, and to realize that if it's the front of the head and the back of the head, you're gonna cut that in half, potentially to 4.5 and 4.5. For the arms, realize that you might need to cut that into quarters. You know, each side of each arm is going to be 4.5. And I'm going to not fit that last 4.5. The torso or trunk could be divided in halves, which would be 18 and 18. And the legs, again, this could be cut into quarters, depending if you're given one side of one leg burned. But again, I would start with just memorizing these 9, 18, 36, and 36. That's it. Good luck.